Alright, I'm Tipsy and welcome back to another video. Today we'll quickly go over how to farm plastids in a really efficient way, and you can do this fairly early on in the game. Alright, so first for the build, we're just running with a normal Warframe. You're gonna have to have loot detector and thieves wit, or anything that will actually help you boost your loot rate or size. So just get loot detector and thieves wit on. This will help a lot with doing this farm. Alright, for the weapon we're choosing to use the Ignis, as it has a pretty big area of effect, which will be able to destroy containers more easily. So just remember, you can buy the normal Ignis at MR5 at the Chem lab in the dojo. So if you are in a dojo, just go and buy the normal Ignis at MR5 and you can craft that pretty easily. It is not needed to have an Ignis, but it will definitely help as one of the earlier weapons to actually do this farm more efficiently. So just keep that in mind. And for the mods, we're basically trying to get as much range on the weapon as possible. So we are using Sinister Reach to get the beam size even longer. Using Heavy Caliber to actually do accuracy minus, so we will fire in a larger area of effect. Then we're using Firestorm to increase the radius of the weapon's radius blast. And then we're using a combustion beam to actually just be able to kill enemies that will also explode and do a more area of effect. And then we're using a magazine wrap to get more magazine capacity, and segregation to get more damage on the weapon. Keep in mind, these mods are not required for doing this. These are just mods that will help you get a bigger radius on this weapon and making it more accessible and easier to do. When you have your setup ready and you're ready to go, you basically want to go to navigation on Deimos. I would recommend you doing it in a solo party or friends only, just so you don't get mixed up with other people. So just go here and click on the Cambodian drift. Alright, when you get into the Cambodian drift, you want to head out of the doorway here with the little necromag and head right over the mountain over here to this entrance. Alright, when you get into the necrolist, you want to head to this little cave area right here, which will look like this, and you just want to head inside. So remember from before, we actually got modifiers to see loot on the map. So as you can see right now, we can see loot on the map. Basically what you want to do when you get into the cave is run around and look for these little infested cysts. You'll be able to see them on the map right here as a loot container. And use your Ignis raft to just aim in the general direction and destroy them. Sometimes they will drop plastids, so that is basically how you're gonna do it. Just run around, look for the containers on the map, and shoot. As you saw right there, we just got from that one container, we got a little bit of plastids. Already 1 minute in, we're already at 136 plastids. When you're using the Ignis rafts in early build, I would recommend just going from container to container and don't really specify a route as to say, because you might miss some here and there, so feel free to just go at your own pace to actually do this. If you really want to optimize it, you can definitely make a route like on the map right here. You could go this way as shown. This will probably be better if you actually have a loot frame or anything like that, which we'll be going over in a moment. When you're done looting the cave, you want to try and end your run around this cave exit right here on the map. And basically run out and go to the cave right over here. And then continue onwards. When you get into this cave, you basically want to do the same thing again. And just go around and loot all the loot containers and try and get as much of the cyst as possible, as they are the ones that have the chance of dropping the plastids. When you're done looting the cave, you basically want to just head out of one of the exit areas. Get out of the cave, open your map by holding M and click on the necrolist to fast travel back. When you get back to this area, just head out of the necrolist right here. Alright, as you saw here, we just did a 6.5 minute and we did open 78 crates. And from that we basically got around 433 plastids. This is fairly simple and you can do this very early on actually, as soon as you get access to it. You don't need the Ignis to actually kill the containers, it just helps as it has like a big ray of damage that will easily destroy containers around your vicinity. So just keep that in mind. So on average, the result for this farm with the normal Ignis build is gonna average you on a time from 5 to 9 minutes, depending on how long you take actually trying to find the cysts around the area. And you will get around 300 to 800 plastids. You can probably get a little bit more depending on how thorough you actually search through the place. Also remember to keep in mind that it is required on luck, so you could get a lot more and you could get a little bit less. On top of that, you can also do it with a resource booster if you do have access to one, and actually get a lot more plastids. But this is one of the fastest early run builds to actually do this farm. Probably one of the best farms in the game to actually farm plastids early on too. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so now we'll be jumping over to what you can do to actually try and optimize this build. Just a quick note, we also do have a Discord, so feel free to join that. That will be a link in the description, also in the comment section. On top of that, we also do stream Warframe basically every day on twitch.tv/LatenTipsy, so feel free to come in there and say hi if anything. But yeah, keep on with the video. Alright, so for the more optimized build, I will be running a Xaku loot build. which is basically focused on range and efficiency. As you see here, we do have the loot detector and thief whip to be able to see most of the crates on the map. On top of that, we are running with pool ability from Mac, and that is combined with the greedy pool augment, so we can basically pick up anything in line of sight to make it a little bit more easy to loot while running this mission. You can also run a Titania Nullstar or a Limbo loot crate build. On top of that, you will also be able to, if you have the mods for the Itzal, you can run a Cosmic Cross Itzal build with range and efficiency. So just keep that in mind. There's a few different possibilities depending on how much you have. This is not the most optimal way, but it will work definitely, so just keep that in mind. Alright, it's basically gonna work the same for the Xaku build as soon as you get into the cave. As the Xaku build, you basically wanna run your on time on your 4th ability and just destroy loot containers all around you. You will hit basically anything in radius, and then afterwards you will use your mech ability to just pool in all the loot you can around the area. Alright, for my first Xaku run, it basically took us 4 minutes and 40 to actually complete it, and we got 483 plastids. So just keep in mind, it is heavily required on luck to actually do this farm. You will be getting anywhere between 300 to around 800, and I have seen people also get over 1,000. On top of that, if you actually use loot boosters and other stuff like that, that will also definitely help you acquire even more plastids. So just keep that in mind. Doing this farm will also gain you a lot of extra resources, which you can turn in at the Father, Vilcor, and basically click on parts requisition, and you will be able to trade in all of the stuff you get from looting these runs into Father tokens. So this is an easy way to also farm Father tokens on top of that. Alright, that's about it for the video today. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, remember to leave a like and a comment. That would be very appreciated. Also, we do have the Discord, so if you have any extra questions or anything like that, or have an idea for the next guide video, feel free to join the Discord and leave one there or in the comments. Other than that, hopefully I see you in the next one, and have a good one. Peace.